In this video, we will be sharing a very simple method that you can use for math problems centering on the topic of averages. By implementing this method, you'll save a lot of time by minimizing the number of steps to get the final answer. This method works, and after some practices, you'll be able to solve the questions fast and effectively. Now, let us take a look at a sample question. A class of 40 students have an average height of 132 centimeters. When a new student joins the class, the average height of the class is increased by 1 centimeter. Find the height of the new student. So how do we solve this type of math question? 40 students multiplied by 132 centimeters gives us 5,280. Calculate total height of 41 students. 41 students multiplied by 133 centimeters gives us 5,453. Next, 5,453 minus 5,280 gives us 173. And the answer is that the height of the new student is 173 centimeters. So far so good, but what if I tell you that there's a method to solve this type of questions on averaging? That would only use a fraction of your time, increasing your productivity and never get wrong answers again. First, let us try to solve the question in another way. We now know that the answer is the difference of the two total heights. Write the equation: 41 students multiply 133 centimeters minus 40 students multiply 132 centimeters. Rewrite the left expression in terms of 133 centimeters. Write 40 plus 1 multiply 133. Now rewrite the right expression in terms of 133 centimeters. Write 40 multiply 133 minus 1. Next, expand the left expression. We get 40 multiply 133 plus 1 multiply 133. Next, expand the right expression. We get 40 multiply 133 minus 40 multiply 1. Notice that both left and right expression have 40 multiply 133, with the minus sign between them. We can cancel out both of them. That would leave us with 1 multiply 133 minus 40 multiply 1. Minus multiply minus would give us plus. We can simply solve this and arrive at 173. But wait. This is not the fastest method. What if I tell you that there is an even faster method? We will now explore that method. First, we write the old number of students on the top left. 40 students. Then we write the old average value of 132 centimeters on the top right. Next, we write the new number of students on the bottom left. 41 students. Then write the new average of 133 centimeters on the bottom right. The difference on the left side is plus 1. The difference on the right side is plus 1. Take the left side difference of plus 1 and multiply the new average 133. Take the right side difference of plus 1 and multiply the old number of students 40. We add them together and arrive at the answer 173. Was that fast? I'm excited to share with you this method. Please share this video with your friends and as many people as possible. Now we will try more questions and see how this method works so simple and fast. A class of 40 students have an average height of 132 centimeters. When a student leaves the class, the average height of the class is decreased by 1 centimeter. Find the height of the student who left the class. Write old number of students on the top left. 40 students. Write the old average height on the top right. 132 centimeters. Write new number of students on the bottom left. It is 39 students because one student left the class. Write the new average height on the bottom right. 131. Now the left side difference is -1. And the right side difference is -1. Take the left side difference and multiply with the new average. And the right side difference and multiply with the old number of students. You would arrive at -171. We can ignore the negative sign and conclude that the answer is 171 centimeters. In the later part of the video, we will explain why we can ignore the negative sign. Is the answer correct? We can try to solve the question the slow tradition method and the answer would still be 171. Let's try another question which is commonly found in the exams. We can solve it quickly with this new method. A group of 5 friends have an average of $5. When a friend leaves the group, the remaining 4 friends have an average of $5.50. Find out how much money did the friend that left the group have in the first place. Are you ready to go a little faster? Write 5 on the top left and $5 on the top right. Write 4 on the bottom left and $5.50 on the bottom right. Left side difference is -1. Right side difference is +0.5. Multiply left side difference with new average. And multiply right side difference with old number of friends. -1 multiply by 5.5 plus 0.5 multiply by 5. This would give us -3. The answer is $3. The friend that left the group had $3 originally. By applying this method, we can solve math problems in a fraction of the time that we normally take. Let us take a look at how this method is able to solve similar exam questions that we usually have to perform many steps to arrive at the answer. In short, this method saves time. A group of men have an average weight of 75 kilos. When another man weighing 80 kilos joins the group, the average weight is increased to 75.5 kilos. How many men were there in the group initially? The question is similar to the previous questions. But we do not know how many men were there initially. In this video, we will use the question mark to represent the unknown group size of men. Write the old average of 75 kilos on the top right. Although we do not know how many men there were, we do know that one man joined the group. Write the new average of 75.5 kilos on the bottom right. Applying the method, we write 1 multiply 75.5 plus 0.5 multiply question mark. And what does this equation equal to? Take a look at the question again. The new man weighs 80 kilos. The total change between the two group sizes of men is 80 kilos. So the equation equals to 80. We can go ahead and solve the equation. There were initially 9 men in the group. I hope you are excited about this new method. Let's try another exam question. The average age of a group of 40 students in a class is 13 years. There were 2 new students that joined the class and the average age is increased by 10 days. What is the average age of the 2 new students? 1 year equals 365 days. Let's start. We write 40 on the top left and 13 on the top right. We know that 2 new students joined the class and write 42 on bottom left. The average age is increased by 10 days. It is given that 1 year equals to 365 days. We can write 3910 upon 365 on the bottom right. Left side difference is +2. And right side difference is 10 upon 365. Applying the method, we get +2 multiply 3910 upon 365, plus 10 upon 365 multiply by 40. Solve this equation and we get 27 and 55 upon 365. Remember that this is the combined age of the 2 new students. Divide it by 2 and the average age of the two new students is 13 and 210 upon 365. The average age of John, Mary, Peter and Jane is 13. The average age of John, Mary, Peter and City is 15. If Jane's age is 10, find City's age. This question is different in that there is no change in group size. Instead, Jane was replaced by City. There are 4 people in the group. We write 4 on the top left and 13 on the top right. There is no change in the size of the group as Jane is replaced by City. We write 4 on the bottom left and 15 on the bottom right. Left side difference is 0. And right side difference is +2. Applying the method, we get 0 multiply 15 and +2 multiply 4. Solve this equation to get 8. We know that Jane's age is 10. And we want to know City's age. We add the difference of +8 to 10. And we will know that City's age is 18. Let's try another question. This is another popular question that students encounter during exams. John, Mary, Peter and Jane have an average of 6 apples. John, Mary, Peter and City have an average of 9 apples. If the ratio of apples between Jane and City is 1:2, find how many apples does City have. This question also does not have any change in group size. We write 4 on the top left and 6 on the top right. We write 4 on the bottom left and 9 on the bottom right. Left side difference is 0. And right side difference is +3. Applying the method, we get 0 multiply 9 and +3 multiply 4. Solve to get 12. 12 is the difference between Jane and City. Since City to Jane ratio is 2:1, we double 12 to get 24. Thus City has 24 apples. Fast and simple. Saving time. The average score of 5 boys was increased by 3 when one of the boys got replaced by a new boy. If the boy that left the group had a score of 7, what is the score of the new boy? This question also does not have any change in group size. Notice that whenever there is no change in group size, left side difference of 0 will not contribute to the equation. Right side difference of +3 multiply by 5 to get 15. 15 is the score difference between the old boy and the new boy. Add 15 to 7 and we know that the new boy had a score of 22. Ready for another past exam question? The average age of 5 girls was decreased by 1 when one of the girls got replaced by a new girl. If the new girl's age is 7, what was the age of the girl that left the group? As there is no change in group size, we take the right side difference of -1 multiply by 5 to get -5. -5 is the age difference between the girl that left and the new girl that joined. We know that the new girl's age is 7. To find the age of the girl that left, we add 5 to 7 to get 12. Any questions? If you have any question, please leave it on the comment sections and we will address it. The average age of 5 boys was increased by 1 when 2 boys, aged 7 and 10, was replaced by 2 new boys. Find the average age of the 2 new boys. Again, there is no change in group size. However, this time, 2 boys were being replaced. We take the right side difference of +1 multiply by 5 to get 5. 5 is the total age difference or change between the outgoing boys and the incoming boys. We add 5 to the outgoing two boys ages of 7 and 10 to get 22. 22 is the combined ages of both incoming boys. We divide 22 by 2 and solve the question. The average age of the two new boys is 11. Let's take a look at another previous exam question. A basketball player scored a certain average of points in 10 games. In his 11th game, he scored 20 points and his average points is increased by 1. What is his average points per game after 11 games? In this question, the average of the 10 games played is not given. We write 10 on top left and question mark on top right. We write 11 on bottom left and question mark plus 1 on bottom right. Apply the method. But what does it equal to? 20 is the total point change between the 10th and 11th game. Thus we get question mark plus 1 plus 10 equals 20. And question mark plus 1 equals 10. There is no need to solve for the question mark as the question is asking for his average points after the 11th game. Therefore, his average points after 11 games is 10. Let's try another past exam question. A basketball player scored an average of 10 points in 13 games. The difference of his highest and lowest scoring games is 8. His average score excluding these two games is 8. Find his highest score. Applying the method. We write 13 on top left and 10 on top right. Excluding his highest and lowest scoring games, his scoring average is 8. We write 11 on bottom left and 8 on bottom right. Solve the equation to get minus 42. Ignore the negative sign. We know highest minus lowest equals 8. And the highest and lowest scoring games have a combined score of 42. Substitute L equals H minus 8 into the equation. And solve to know that the highest score is 25. A basketball player's scoring average is 10.5 points. During his last game, he scored 2 points, reducing his scoring average by 0.5 points. Find how many games has he played excluding his last game. In this question, we do not know the number of games. We write question mark on top left and 10.5 on top right. In his last game, his scoring average is decreased by 0.5. We write question mark plus 1 on bottom left and 10 on bottom right. Apply the method. We get plus 1 multiply 10 and minus 0.5 multiply question mark equals 2. As 2 is the total difference between games. Solve the equation to get 16. Therefore, he played 16 games excluding his last game. Another basketball player has a scoring average of 11.5 points. During his next 5 games, he scored a total of 20 points, reducing his total scoring average by 0.5 points. Find out the total number of games he has played. Do you want to know an even faster method to solve this question? Take the change in games and multiply it with the new average. Subtract the change in total points. Divide all these by the change in averages. Substitute all the values into the expression. We get 70 as the initial group size or number of games. To answer the question, add his next 5 games to get the final answer of 75. Actually, what we did was to apply the method by rewriting the equation. With more practices, you'll be able to recognize and solve these types of questions in a fraction of few seconds. If you found this video useful, it would mean a great deal for us for you to leave your comments, or let us know what topics you'd like us to share with you. And we would greatly appreciate it if you subscribe so that you get our latest videos. Thank you and goodbye.